Good afternoon everybody, it's Hugh here from Berthon. Today I'm in a particularly autumnal Lymington, but I'm just filming a quick intro for a boat that is suited to anything but here. So this is an absolutely wonderful Don Shead design. She is called ALLIAGE. She's a 45-foot long custom boat built in Seatek by Chantiers Naval de Biot. She's on the market with us now. Let's take a look around her. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or if it's the morning, then good morning to you. We're here just in the Bay of Saint-Tropez looking at a quite stunning powerboat. She's called ALLIAGE. She's still in her original ownership. She's quite a different boat. She is pure performance through and through. She's a Don Shead 45 hull. So designed by Don Shead of Sunseeker fame, but also of HTSG, etc. Defined by this big swoop up to the bows. So gradual pull up of a very deep V hull through the chines, and these spray rails just intersecting, much as per the Sunseeker Comanche 40 and the Super Hawk range of boats, which he's very, very justifiably famous for. So she was built by Chantiers de Biot, Naval de Biot in Antibes in 2004. She is built of Seatek. Now Seatek is an alloy with similar properties to aluminium, but with much more tensile strength. It also is much happier being welded. She's close welded throughout all of her frames. We have pictures of her original build. Huge strength in her. The huge strength is required because these Type 2000 Trimax shafts are direct drive through these 5-blade surface piercing props to a pair of Seatek 660s, so 6-pot inline diesel engines delivering 660 horsepower, so 1320 total. She's rated for 8 people on board. With 8 on board, the owner gets 50 knots out of her. So we're up the teak-laid bathing platform, teak-laid down onto Seatek, and then we've got this huge amount of strength coming through the bearers. Turbos there on the back of the Seateks, much beloved of Fabio Buzzi. Huge amount of power for a very light engine. And these blocks were converted to pure raw water cooling recently, so much better cooling characteristics than some of the Navy engines from the Seatek range. She's absolutely beautifully finished, so she's very much a work of art as well as an offensive weapon offshore. Looking forward at the cockpit, it's good and deep, plenty of grab holds right the way around. And then you've got this beautiful aft area on top of the engine hatches, which have sunbathing pads. Beautiful, beautiful solid cleats, guardrails, grab rails and fairleads. Useful box in here just for your cushions on board. And then we're down these 4 steps and straight into the cockpit. The whole lot is shaded by a large bimini, which folds down just forward of the main console. And here you can really see her racing heritage. So big dash, single spoke wheel, and a proper twin leaning post seat system with knee protection at the dash. Simrad NSS plotter on board. Most of the engine data is available in analog form, but also through a digital Seatek system. She's running on ZF throttle controls, so single lever. These are the leaning posts with flip-up pads for squabs. We've got a forward lazarette here, plenty of cubby holes all around the cockpit. Again, proper grab rails throughout. Comfortable seating for 4 on that J-shaped couch. Again, more grab rails just to keep you good and safe, and this is the bimini setup. So it runs on a pair of tracks either side with fastening ties down just forward of the console, and the whole lot just pops down easily stowed away. She comes with a full all-over winter cover and also a tonneau canopy for storage. So that's the main cockpit. down into the cabin. So it's very much a powerboat. So she's got an open saloon down here, trimmed out in white vinyl with almond Alcantara linings right the way throughout. So huge amounts of structural strength in her from this close welded celium construction. Very light, very punchy. And she's designed with these ring bulkheads here, so storage boxes just aft of them and a large U-shaped seating area just forward. So moving back aft port, we have the main AC and DC switching panel. So clock and barometer, then we've got a battery monitor, VHF main body, high water bilge alarm, engine ignition and 24 volt which is wired to switching. Down at the bottom we have the bilge panel and then service and engine cranking isolators, and you just saw the CE plate there lying alongside that storage box. Smaller storage box over to the starboard side, extinguishers throughout. And then we have a heads compartment aft here. It's a electric flush with seawater, direct discharge overboard. It's cold water sink, light, plenty of storage again throughout, and the teak flooring follows right the way through the boat. So underneath this aft bulkhead, it's absolutely beautifully finished. As said, she's been in original ownership from new. She is lying down in Saint-Tropez at the moment, where she makes an absolutely fantastic sight as she's rooster tailing away across the bay at her 50 knots. So heading up forward, we've got these quite skinny side decks. She is properly built and designed with pop-up cleats there. Large forward sunbathing pads with guardrails, grab rails either side. The windlass is recessed into the deck. And then we've got this beautiful bow, so very Don Shead, nice and pointed. Single roller up at the front with a stainless steel anchor on it, stainless steel chain. Coming back, we have windlass controls both here and back in the main cockpit console. This locker just gives you access down to the chain and to the windlass, and you can just see the close welds on the celium alloys there. So the whole lot, whole deck and superstructure all constructed in celium, extremely light, extremely fast, takes the power very well, really soft hull. So these boats basically taken from a melding of late 1960s designs from the wonderful Sonny Renato Levy. Don Shead had a huge amount of powerboat racing experience both in hydroplanes and then fast offshore monohulls, which he translated into his own designs through the 70s, into the 80s and well into the 90s. This was taken up by the guys from the Chantiers de Biot and produced for this gentleman. So this is ALLIAGE. She is a Chantiers Naval de Biot Don Shead 45. Many thanks for watching.